A traffic stop can change your entire week in less than 5 minutes. I've watched calm, innocent drivers walk away with tickets, points, even court dates, just because they didn't know what to say when the pressure hit. Words matter on the roadside, not because you're trying to be clever, but because every sentence either protects you or exposes you. In 15 years of working with drivers after the damage was done, I've learned this truth. The law doesn't move on emotions. It moves on language, procedure, and evidence. And most people give away power with the very first thing they say. You clicked because you don't want to be that driver. Subscribe to Car Care Expert, not for entertainment, but for protection. Stay with me to the end because the last thing on this list is the one that saves people from charges they never saw coming. Number 1. Good evening, officer. Respect is strategic, not submissive, strategic. The first words out of your mouth set the tone for the entire encounter. A calm greeting shows control, not fear. It tells the officer you're stable, cooperative within the law, and not emotionally reactive. I've seen stops de-escalate instantly when the driver didn't bring tension into the moment. You're not admitting guilt. You're establishing professionalism. The road doesn't reward panic. It rewards composure. And when you start with calm authority, you force the interaction into a procedural lane instead of an emotional one. But the next thing you say determines whether it stays there. Number 2, am I being detained or am I free to go? This sentence is pure legal clarity. It forces the officer to define the situation. If you're not being detained, the stop is voluntary and you can leave. If you are being detained, they must articulate a lawful reason. I've seen countless drivers trapped in vague limbo because they never asked this. They waited, they talked, they gave things away. This one question brings structure to chaos. You're not challenging authority. You're asking for procedure. And when procedure is required, leverage shifts. But when detention is claimed, your next words become critical. Number 3, I choose to remain silent. Silence is not suspicious, it's protected. This sentence shuts down fishing expeditions before they start. Officers ask questions to gather information. You don't have to provide it. I've watched innocent drivers talk themselves into citations just by trying to explain. You don't win roadside debates, you survive them by saying less. I choose to remain silent is calm, respectful, and legally powerful. It stops the flow of self-incrimination, and when they can't get your words, they often try to get your consent. Number 4, I do not consent to any searches. This one protects your space. Without a warrant or probable cause, officers rely on permission. And fear often sounds like permission. This sentence removes ambiguity. It doesn't make you hostile, it makes you informed. I've seen searches unravel entire lives over nothing more than a nervous, okay. When you say this clearly and calmly, you protect your car, your belongings, and your future. And when they can't search, they usually push for something else. Number 5, I don't answer investigative questions without a lawyer. This draws a clean legal boundary. You're not being rude, you're being precise. It tells the officer you understand your rights and you won't waive them under pressure. Most people think lawyers are for later. They're not. They're for the moment the stakes become real. This sentence prevents misinterpretation, twisting, and regret. And when the officer realizes you're not giving them words, the next move is often speed. Number 6, could you please tell me the reason for the stop? You're entitled to know why you were pulled over. This forces transparency. Officers must articulate a specific legal reason, not just a feeling. I've seen stops fall apart because the reason couldn't be clearly stated. When the reason is weak, the entire stop becomes weak. This question isn't confrontational, it's procedural. And when the reason is shaky, the pressure shifts back onto them. But once the reason is stated, your next sentence controls your exposure. Number 7, I'm not discussing my day. This one sounds simple, but it's powerful. Where you're coming from, where you're going, what you were doing. These aren't casual questions. They build timelines. Timelines build cases. This sentence cuts that process off cleanly. You're not being evasive, you're being disciplined. I've watched people ruin themselves by oversharing. This line protects your narrative before it can be twisted. And when they can't build a story, They often try to build urgency. Number 8, I'm complying with lawful orders. This separates obedience from surrender. You're telling the officer you will follow the law, but you won't waive rights. It keeps you safe physically while protecting you legally. I've seen drivers confuse cooperation with consent. They're not the same. This sentence keeps them separate. It shows you're calm, controlled, and aware. And when they realize you won't panic, they often try to speed things up. Number 9, am I under arrest? This forces the moment into a legal category. Either you are or you aren't. If you are, your rights expand immediately. If you aren't, the officer has limits. I've seen people treated like they're under arrest without ever being told. This sentence stops that ambiguity. You deserve to know your status. And once your status is clear, your next words become protective shields. Number 10, I do not consent to any tests. Field sobriety tests, roadside evaluations, these are designed to gather evidence, not clear you. You're allowed to refuse most of them. This sentence stops you from performing under stress, on uneven ground, under bright lights. I've seen good drivers fail tests they never should have taken. This isn't about guilt, it's about procedure. And when tests are off the table, the next push is usually emotional. Number 11, I don't feel comfortable answering that. This is a softer boundary that still protects you. It keeps things calm while preventing self-incrimination. I've seen this diffuse tension instantly. You're not escalating. You're just not participating in your own case. That's legal, that's smart. And when the emotional angle fails, they try to use time. Number 12, is there a reason this stop is taking so long? Traffic stops must be brief and tied to their purpose. This sentence reminds the officer of that. You're not rushing, you're asserting your right to efficiency. I've seen prolonged stops collapse because the officer couldn't justify the delay. Time matters, and when time starts working in your favor, the final protection becomes essential. Number 13, I want to speak to a lawyer. This is the ultimate shield. Once you say this, questioning must stop. Period. I've seen the sentence save people from charges that never should have existed. You're not admitting guilt, you're asserting wisdom. This one line protects your future when everything else fails. And the people who use it correctly walk away cleaner than those who never say it at all. What you say at a traffic stop can either cost you thousands or save you everything. I've watched drivers lose licenses, jobs, and peace of mind because they didn't know these 13 sentences. Knowledge doesn't make you difficult. It makes you dangerous to ignorance. You don't need to argue. You don't need to fight. You just need to speak with precision. The road doesn't care how good you are. It cares how prepared you are. Keep these lines in your head. Share them with someone you love. Because the law isn't about who's loud. It's about who's correct. This is Car Care Expert. Drive smart, stay protected, and never give away power you already have.